All right, today we're going to make a cutting board with an epoxy resin river flowing through it. Start with a rectangle of any size that you want and cut it down the middle or on the side for the river. And you can do this with a bandsaw, jigsaw, whatever you want. Now we're going to make the form, and you can use melamine or plywood, and we're going to screw the form together with some screws and countersink them. But you can also see the Tyvek tape there. The Tyvek tape is what's going to allow it not to stick. And if you've ever done something without that or without some wax, you know what I mean. We are right now caulking underneath, and you want to caulk underneath all sides and any gaps that you have, any corners as well. A couple of things about the form: try to get it as square as possible, and to hold the piece down so when you pour the resin it doesn't float. You can either screw from underneath, or in my case clamp with some blocks that you'll see that I have later. Another thing to keep in mind is that if it's not perfectly square, it's okay. You can always trim off the excess epoxy. Now we're mixing the epoxy into two parts. We're going to have two different colors, and we're going to pour from each side. As you pour from each side, you just want to go about the same speed so that it meets in the middle. As the epoxy is drying, you want to mix it in the middle to form a gradient, and you can add some swirls or whatever you want with a popsicle stick or a toothpick. After you demold, you can run the board through a surfacer or do a lot of sanding and to get all that excess resin off, and go to about a 340 grit. Then when you're ready to finish it, you want to polish the resin with some nice polishing sandpaper up to about 1200, and then you can use some oil and wax to finish off your cutting board, and make sure the oil and wax are both food safe. But that's it. That's the general gist of easy epoxy river resin cutting board, and it's a really good project for a weekend. Hope you like it.